Hey guys, this is Ray the Messenger, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about how you can increase your self-confidence. Now let's get right into the video. So this has been a topic that I've been struggling with in the past a lot, so I had to work on my own self and to increase my own self-confidence. And in this video I will give you my own personal steps, what I did and what you can apply to your own life, how you can get more self-confident, how you can walk into a room and make people notice you and say, this guy is confident, how you can actually exude confidence, how you can walk around on the streets and people will not be like, oh yeah, this guy has confidence. And I think personally that there's like multiple steps that need to be taken in order for you to get more confident, from a person who's not confident to somebody who has massive confidence, and it takes a long time. So this will be a journey. This video is not a quick fix, because there is no quick fix. I cannot give you like, oh yeah, do these 5 things today and tomorrow you'll be more confident. This is a long-term process, and if you're not ready or not willing enough to go through that long-term process by implementing the steps that I'm going to tell you, then you will not get there, because you cannot be somebody who has zero confidence and tomorrow you wake up and have 100 confidence, 100% confidence. This is not possible, at least from what I've seen. You cannot do that. So let's start with the first tip that I want to give you. The first tip I want to give you that I used to implement is set your own self goals and actually try to achieve those goals and achieve those goals. The issue that a lot of people have that have no self-confidence is that if you look at their past, kind of like their own life resume, let's call it that. If you look at their life resume, there's nothing. It's just zeros. You haven't achieved nothing with kind of goals that you have. You have inside of your mind, you know, I want certain things. So I'll give you an easy example, because fitness is oftentimes a really easy example. So let's say your goal is to lose weight or to look a certain kind of way. Maybe you've seen one movie and there's a guy who he looks ripped, he has a six-pack, and you're like, I want to look like that guy. But you never did anything. You're sitting on your couch, you're overweight, you're drinking Coke, right? You're eating some chips and stuff like that. So now the first thing that you need to do is you need to write down those goals and be like, okay, I want to look like that, and I want to have 8% body fat or 10% body fat, and I want to weigh this much. If you're weighing right now 190 pounds, you can write down, oh, my goal is to weigh 170, because if you go down in weight, usually you will be more defined, so your body will have more definition. And this is the goal you have set now for yourself. And when you start acting towards that goal, and when you start reaching that goal, and the second you reach that goal, that's like what I've noticed when you earn a little bit more confidence. It gives you a little bit boost. It's like now your own personal self unlocks that confidence for you. Because I've seen a lot of people out there that are trying to tell you like, oh yeah, just tell yourself you're confident, look into the mirror, and if you say you're confident enough times, then you believe it 100%. And I personally think that's complete nonsense and bullshit. And even if you typed into YouTube, for example, how to get more confident, you can see some weird ass meditation where you sit down and they will give you meditation and self knowledge, yeah, where you like sleeping and they will tell you this stuff. It's all nonsense. You need to go in there, because you cannot trick your brain deep down. Your brain is smarter than you. Your brain knows everything about you. It's knowing that you are trying to trick it. If you're not out there achieving a goal, for example, how can your brain be confident in you that you can achieve those goals? Because there's no evidence. If there's no evidence for your brain to believe something, your brain will not believe it. Your brain is not stupid. And this wiring goes back to evolutionary times. So I give you a massive example. So let's say you're sitting there and there's a fire, for example, back in the day, and now your brain will be like, holy shit, I don't know how to put out the fire, let's run away. No self-confidence in actually achieving the goal to put out the fire. But if you know how to put out the fire, then you will have self-confidence, because you achieved that skill. If you have no resume, no skills, no nothing, no knowledge of nothing, and you haven't achieved something in the past that tells your brain, oh, we can actually handle this situation, if there's no evidence for your brain, then your brain will not believe it. So this is why you need to set yourself these goals, achieve the goal, and then your brain can be like, now we have evidence. This is a massive thing. You need to start building up a kind of like a resume with your own self. That's what I'm also doing right now, and also did in the past, where you write down the goal and you're like, okay, I'm going to hit this goal. And the second you hit that goal, it's like you unlock a little bit more confidence, because your brain can be like, oh, this guy, he sets goals, but he actually achieves them. He's not just a talker. Because most people out there, they're just talkers. They're saying, oh, I'm going to achieve this, but they're not doing anything. And if you're sitting there and you're not doing anything, you will not have self-confidence. Why should you be confident? Why should your brain believe that you can do anything if you haven't done nothing? That's contradictory. That's illogical. Your brain doesn't work in illogical ways. That's why you're alive. That's why human race has lived, because it's not acting in illogical ways. If your logic would apply to this world, for example, or the logic of some other people, not specific you, but if that logic would apply, that you can just believe in yourself yourself without having any real reason to back it up, then you could be eaten by tigers and you would be dead and everybody would be dead. This is the massive thing. So first thing, write down the goals and start acting towards those goals and achieve them. And the more of these goals that actually matter to you personally, the more of these goals you achieve, the more confidence you will start unlocking. It's like you're going to the next level, and then you will have more and more confidence. This is one massive thing that I did for my own self, and I'm still doing this right now because this never ends. Always you achieve the one goal and you will be like, oh, now I have a massive self-confidence boost, but what about the next goal? And then you kind of like climb the ladder, if you know what I mean. So this is the first thing. Now the second thing, this is a special one that I've noticed. A special one. The second one is you need to go out there and start taking some mixed martial arts classes or like fighting classes, and you need to know how to defend your own self. This is massively important. So go to a gym and actually register for doing some kind of boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, like one of these combat sports where you have direct combat experience. This is important. You need to have direct sparring implemented into that realm, otherwise it's not really effective. Like if you're doing stuff like Krav Maga, yeah, that's the kind of stuff can work to a certain degree. Of course it works, but it's not giving you the same experience because you, for example, you're just standing there, the other person is just doing some stuff and it's weird. It just feels unnatural because in a real life situation crazy things can happen and people just will start throwing haymakers. This is usually what happens. It's not a predictable situation. People will just randomly just grab your neck, right? Yeah, this is not predictable stuff, or they will throw haymakers, and you need to know how to deal with that situation. For example, I personally have increased my own self-confidence through training fighting because I know how to defend myself. This means I have massive self-confidence in certain situations because I know if shit is about to hit the fan, if something goes down, if I see somebody is running towards me throwing haymakers, I know what to do. This is important. I will not freak out. I will be like, okay, he's throwing haymakers. I can see those punches because of my own reactionary time and the skills and developments I've made in the past. I can see the punches, I can dodge them and give him a left hook and put the person out cold. This is easy for me because I have trained. This is not easy for you because you haven't trained. You have no experience. You cannot defend yourself. How can you have self-confidence living in this world where you walk into a room and you see like 5 people or 10 people and deep down you don't know what the fuck is going to happen if one of those people just randomly slaps you, for example. You have no control over your own reality because you don't know what is happening. What would happen if there's a confrontation? You don't know, so you can't be 100% confident and bold. I can walk into a room and I can be like, I can beat 99% of people easily, no problem. So I can walk in there and do whatever the fuck I want. This is the mentality you need to develop. I know if shit is about to go down, I can defend myself and I can put some people out cold. This is an important knowledge to have. So this is the thing that you need to do. You need to go in there and start training that so you can also increase your confidence. These are like the main 2 things. If you do these 2 things, it's almost impossible not to be confident. You actually have to try not to be confident if you know these 2 things. And then another thing, this is like a little bonus for me personally, is going on stage and trying to do something. For example, I was one time part of a play where we had like a big stage with a lot of people and I played some kind of role in front of these people. So it's actually challenging yourself, or maybe doing public speaking in front of a lot of people. This is also a massive way how you can increase your self-confidence because it's going in there against the big fear that many people have talking in front of other people, and it will also increase your confidence because you're then like, oh my god, I'm doing this new experience and I'm gaining competence. So basically do these 3 things that I've told you in this video and your confidence will massively go up 100%. This was the thing that happened to me. So right now I'm way more confident than I was back in the day. Back in the day I was not confident at all. So I did these 3 things and that's like the main things. That's a good way. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. Implement the steps and I will see you in the next one, and subscribe to my channel if you have subscribed already and put a like on this damn video. So until next time, see you, goodbye.